let's talk about the cultural change that's happening right now across social media and sports and everywhere else in between. We have definitely seen a shift, and it is major in a major way. And it starts with social media. We saw it on X with Elon Musk and the free speech aspect of things. Now we're starting to see it for the first time with Facebook, which is crazy. We saw this story from Dana White, actually. He's going to be a part of the board members of Meta and Facebook, which is very weird. And Dana White is about as free speech as it gets. And this was announced yesterday. So first and foremost, Razor, your thoughts on Dana White joining the board of directors over at Meta?
That's a weird one. I think that's more to benefit Meta than to benefit him. I don't know. That's a weird one. That's very, very strange. What's the thought process there? UFC, WWE guy jumps over at Meta? I don't know. That's weird. Well, I mean, look, it's obvious like Failbook is struggling. It's been struggling for a long time. Its user base is really, really old boomers, and like everyone else is kind of jumping over to X or Instagram or other social networks. They do own Instagram, like Facebook owns them, correct?
Yep.
But that's kind of the only profitable part of their business at this point. So I don't know. That's very, very strange.
Well, here's the statement from Mark Zuckerberg. Says, I'm excited to kick off the new year with some news I've been working on for a while. Dana White, John Elkman, and Charlie Songhurst are joining Meta's board of directors. We have massive opportunities ahead with AI, wearables, and the future of social media, and our board will help us achieve our vision. Dana is the president and CEO of UFC, and he has built it into one of the most valuable, fastest growing, and most popular sports enterprises in the world. I've admired him as an entrepreneur and his ability to build such a beloved brand. So, it looks like it's definitely a business thing for sure. I mean, as you'd expect with a board of directors.
Is this just the latest move from Zuck to kind of ingratiate himself with anyone right of Chairman Mao? Right? Like lately he's been doing these little moves like, hey guys, I'm not a complete leftist authoritarian, right? He wrote that form letter whining about Biden forcing him to censor a bunch of people. Okay, so Biden forced you to censor a bunch of people. It's 2025 and you're still doing it, prick. Maybe reverse your policy in order to show us that you're actually sincere.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that, Razor, because earlier today, I don't know if you saw this, but Mark Zuckerberg released a 5-minute video essentially doing just that. Have you seen this video, Razor?
All right, let's see it.
Let's watch this entire thing and take it beat by beat. If you want me to stop at any point, you can do it. Okay, here we go.
Oh God, he's got the millennial broccoli hair.
He sure does. I'll say all I can see is the guy who played him in the Social Network. That's all I see.
Right.
When I look at Zuckerberg. And
his
Trent
name's
Reznor,
Jesse, right? Jesse Eisenberg. That was who? Yeah.
And I just need Trent Reznor music playing in the background at all times. Just a hard techno beat. All right, let's listen to this.
Hey everyone. I want to talk about something important today because it's time to get back to our roots around free expression on Facebook and Instagram. I started...
Interesting he didn't drop this video before Election Day. That's a strange one. I couldn't interpret that behavior. I don't know.
Oh, wow. It's just almost like he's blowing with the wind.
Yeah.
Whichever way the wind blows. Let's go and see where this goes, Razor.
Yeah.
Building social media to give people a voice. I gave a speech at Georgetown 5 years ago about the importance of protecting free expression, and I still believe this today. But a lot has happened over the last several years. There's been widespread debate about potential harms from online content. Governments and legacy media have pushed to censor more and more. A lot of this is clearly political, but there's also a lot of legitimately bad stuff out there. Drugs, terrorism, child exploitation. These are things that we take very seriously, and I want to make sure that we handle responsibly. So we built a lot of complex systems to moderate content. But the problem with complex systems is they make mistakes. Even if they accidentally censor just 1% of posts, that's millions of people.
He had this speech.
Let me tell you about Facebook censorship.
Yes, please, Razor, by all means. What do you have to say about Facebook?
Let me tell you about Facebook censorship. There was once a post that this provocateur leftist lady made about just straight up, she went on this long jag about just exterminating all white men, like pure on genocidal rhetoric about exterminating white men. And somebody in the comments correctly pointed out, hey, this is against terms of use. What is this about? Why? And it was getting boosted onto people's feeds, right? This is during the last election. And a bunch of people reported it. I reported it. Immediately after I reported it, suddenly Facebook was like, sorry, we need you to upload all of your personal data and your ID, and we need to make sure, or else you can't get back into your account. Not only did the person's post stay up, but I got censored. Right? And this is how it works on Facebook, gang. This is how it works on Facebook. So that's how Facebook censorship works. And that's as of a few weeks ago. You know what I mean? Like, that's how that goes.
But, you know, he had this, he said at the start, he said, I did this speech 5 years ago. Why did it take 5 years for you to realize this? People have been saying that this has been shitty for 5 years. You've been censoring people. My brother was banned on Facebook for things that he posted. There was all these fact checkers, and it took you half a decade to figure this out. It took you half a decade. Get fucked.
It didn't take him half a decade. It took him one election to figure that out. And I would remind you that in 2020, this dude was targeting just districts that would benefit the Democrats in swing states like Arizona. He paid for the legal defense of corrupt elections officials in Arizona. Now there are prosecutions coming down on some of those people. And this android prick here in this video paid pro bono for their legal defense in 2020 just to protect them. Now it turns out they were corrupt, and that makes him complicit in corruption. Oh, hey, guys, now I'm about free speech. Blow me. Blow me.
So there are some Instagram accounts, and I'm pretty sure it was BX who shared this story, how like on Instagram there's these accounts of basically pedophilia, right? But that was fine for all these years for him. He was never taking these things down. Even on Facebook, there's all these things of like CP and everything, but that's fine. But now when, you know, Kamala Harris did not win, it's a problem. Interesting. Just saying.
You nailed it, Razor. It didn't take him 5 years. It took one election. That's it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And anyone reading anything into the fact that this is coming out the day after the election was verified?
Oh,
1000%. He's like, just in case.
Hey, just a reminder, I'm the good guy here. Don't hurt me. Don't hurt my company. Let's see how he's going to make these changes. He actually breaks it down by numbers here.
And we've reached a point where it's just too many mistakes and too much censorship. The recent elections also feel like a cultural tipping point towards once again prioritizing speech.
You think?
So we're going to get back to our roots and focus on reducing mistakes, simplifying our policies, and restoring free expression on our platforms. More specifically, here's what we're going to do.
Okay, so he's going to lay this out here, Razor.
Lay it on me, Zuck.
Are you buying what he's selling so far in the first?
No.
All right. Here it is.
First, we're going to get rid of fact checkers and replace them with community notes similar to X, starting in the US. After Trump first got elected in 2016, the legacy media wrote nonstop about how misinformation was a threat to democracy. We tried in good faith to address those concerns without becoming the arbiters.
You donated to the people who were making the accusation, you prick.
Blabs, see if you can find all of Zuckerberg's donations.
I know.
See if you can find them.
Jeez. And then he had his, what was the name of his political PAC? It was the Zuckerberg PAC, right? And it donated only in areas where it could benefit Democrats. And that was across all the contiguous states.
Let's continue.
Truth. But the fact checkers have just been too politically biased and have destroyed more trust than they've created, especially in the US. So over the next couple of months, we're going to phase in a more comprehensive community notes system. Second, we're going to simplify our content policies and get rid of a bunch of restrictions on topics like immigration and gender that are just out of touch with mainstream discourse.
Did you hear that? I just want to go back and
Bro, I mean, I'll have a video, and you can see it happen in real time on Facebook. I'll do one. There was several weeks ago, I did 2 videos in the same week, and one was just about a gaming topic, and the other was about a controversial political issue. And the controversial political issue got like way less engagement, right? Like, even though it was a more controversial of the moment kind of video. And it's obvious that they do this. It was because I talked about it in the description, what it was about, right?
Mhm.
Which was my fault, honestly. I shouldn't have typed out a detailed description. But this is how they deboost all of this stuff. Like, this is...
Well, I want you to listen to what he says here, specifically about gender, right?
Yeah.
What a slap in the face of all the gender ideologues here.
Simplify our content policies and get rid of a bunch of restrictions on topics like immigration and gender that are just out of touch with mainstream discourse.
Nobody cares about gender. Nobody cares. That's, oh my God, it's absolutely amazing to see.
What started as a movement to be more inclusive has increasingly been used to shut down opinions and shut out people with different ideas, and it's gone too far. So I want to make sure that people can share their beliefs and experiences on our platforms.
Unless we don't agree with it.
Right?
And then rejected to half court. My God.
Third, we're changing how
I'm
we
expecting him bare-assed on like a tiger skin rug, just saying, "We're sorry, we're sorry." That's what I'm expecting.
What can I do to make this better for you?
Right?
What can I do? With it wiggling his butt in the air.
It's the South Park BP oil spill episode. That's what it is.
Oh my God.
We're changing how we enforce our policies to reduce the mistakes that account for the vast majority of censorship on our platforms. We used to have filters that scanned for any policy violation. Now, we're going to focus those filters on tackling illegal and high-severity violations. And for lower severity violations, we're going to rely on someone reporting an issue before we take action. The problem is that the filters make mistakes, and they take down a lot of content that they shouldn't. So by dialing them back, we're going to dramatically reduce the amount of censorship on our platforms.
Sure.
So,
And how long has this been a complaint of your users? How long? The most of the post 2016 period, so the first Trump term and the entirety of Biden's term, people were complaining about this. The entire time, almost a full decade. And
Correct.
you're only taking action now. Like, oh, dude. It's because it's affecting his bottom line. Have you seen Facebook's financials the last little while?
You don't think that he's not taking a cue from what X is doing right now? I mean, he's more or less said, "Hey, we're gonna do what X has done with our."
He literally name checked X, bro.
Yes. I mean, this is what happens when your company is in not very good shape. You become malleable. You have to go with whatever the way the political when you're ride or die. And Blabs, why don't you pull it up really quick? His donations over the course of the years. Let's check this out real fast.
I don't think there's like a full list, but they do go from various states. So the very first one on this list is from 2013.
Rubio and Paul Ryan is not a surprise there.
Yeah, so we got
Katie Porter, Luis V. Gutierrez, Nancy Pelosi.
Exactly.
Orrin Hatch, also not a surprise.
Cory Booker.
Yeah. Some of these are pretty old, though.
Yeah, like these are from 2011, 2013, 2015.
Yeah. San Francisco Democratic. What is the name of his PAC?
What do you mean?
The Mark Zuckerberg Political Action Committee.
See if you can find that. While you look for that, Blabs, let's go to continue to see how Mark Zuckerberg is going to change Facebook and Meta to reflect today's society. Let's see how it goes.
We're also going to tune our content filters to require much higher confidence before taking down content. The reality is that this is a trade-off. It means we're going to catch less bad stuff, but we'll also reduce the number of innocent people's posts and accounts that we accidentally take down. Fourth, we're bringing back civic content.
Razor, you may be interested in this.
For a while, the community asked to see less politics because it was making people stressed. So we stopped recommending these posts. But it feels like we're in a new era now. And we're starting to get feedback that...
It feels like we're screwed. It feels like people are actually engaging with this, and we'd like them to engage with our website. We'd like to be able to pay our power bill. Like, this is where we're at, folks. If you can't see the insincerity dripping off this douche canoe, no further illumination can come to you. I'm sorry.
It's absolutely amazing to see the response to this. And like, as
And
you said,
I'm dude, I just quickly Googled this story, right? Have you seen some of the headlines? Like Mark Zuckerberg's MAGA makeover.
oh,
Like,
really?
you got a spray tan? This is a MAGA makeover? What are we?
Oh no, that's hilarious. Yeah, Blab, see
What?
if you can find that too. Just search Zuckerberg in the news section.
It's on CNN. Mark Zuckerberg's MAGA makeover will reshape the entire internet.
Jesus Christ. This- oh my God. Let's continue. He's not done.
People want to see this content again. So we're going to start phasing this back into Facebook, Instagram, and Threads while working to keep the communities friendly and positive. Fifth, we're going to move our trust and safety and content moderation teams out of California, and our US-based content review is going to be based in Texas.
How do you think that went over when he announced that? When he announced that,
You're
to all
based in Texas. Why, folks? Because he's losing money. You're moving to Texas because it's cheaper. Not much cheaper, sadly, because so many Californians are moving there, but it is cheaper.
Speaking of like wealth and everything, this is interesting. Mark Zuckerberg overtakes Larry Ellison as world's third wealthiest person. This was published yesterday.
Yeah.
Ironic. Just
Yeah.
saying.
Oh, well, let's finish this up. This is amazing to watch.
Yep.
As we work to promote free expression, I think that it will help us build trust to do this work in places where there is less concern about the bias of our teams. Finally, we're going to work
He
with President
basically
Trump.
just said we're moving it to a red state, so it's less bias, which is BS, by the way. They're doing it because it's cheaper. But
Yes.
To push back on governments around the world that are going after American companies and pushing to censor more. The US has the strongest constitutional protections for free expression in the world. Europe has an ever-increasing number of laws institutionalizing censorship and making it difficult to build anything innovative there. Latin American countries have secret courts that can order companies to quietly take things down. China has censored our apps from even working in the country. The only way that we can push back on this global trend is with the support of the US government.
And that's where it comes back.
there it is. That
Bingo.
is the money shot. You're correct, dude.
Yep.
We were working with one administration. Now we'd like to work with the new one. Okay. We tried to fight the administration for 4 years in 2016. It shrank our user base by record amounts of people, and that didn't work out so well. So,
I mean, just absolutely amazing to see the about face here
yep,
from this. It's
that's crazy.
we got another 30 seconds. Let's see how this finishes up with a grand surprise at the end. Let's see if there's anything here.
That's why it's been so difficult over the past 4 years when even the US government has pushed for censorship. By going
Wait. Hate, you can censor hate speech. All right. You can censor that. All right. And he's like openly, like he's saying what everybody knew, but everybody's known this. And here's the irony of all this is that if you said that on his platform, you wouldn't get banned.
Yep.
That's the crazy thing about it. If you say that you can't say what you want to say on Facebook, you're banned.
Yep.
In the United States, that's fucking insane. Absolutely insane. Drives me crazy.
after us and other American companies, it has emboldened other governments to go even further. But now we have the opportunity to restore free expression, and I am excited to take it. It'll take time to get this right, and these are complex systems. They're never going to be perfect. There's also a lot of illegal stuff that we still need to work very hard to remove. But the bottom line is that after years of having our content moderation work focus primarily on removing content, it is time to focus on reducing mistakes, simplifying our systems, and getting back to our roots about giving people voice. I'm looking forward to this next chapter. Stay good out there, and more to come soon.
He's got his stay good out there. What kind of catchphrase is that, folks? What is that? Stay good out there.
Get fucked. Like, get fucked, you fucking asshole. Like,
Dude.
Sorry, I drive you crazy.
Just FYI, in 2020, Mark Zuckerberg's PAC donated around $350 million to the Center for Technology and Civic Life.
Hmm.
That money wound up going to Democrat turnout efforts, right? Like this is the guy who's talking here. 350, that's over $250 million in 2020. This guy was not just slightly in, he was all in on this. So you need to understand these facts to process the insincerity of this apparent turnaround. Like, it's just silly. It's
I think
silly.
you nailed it, man. It's the insincerity. It's the total gaslighting, right?
Yeah.
Listen, I've always been about this, but you know, the administration that we've had to deal with. Fuck you.
Yeah.
What an asshole. Sorry. It drives me crazy. It drives me crazy to see these jerks like total gaslight the entire world. What an ass. Sorry. It drives me a little riled up when it comes to this. Then there's Disbrew, and Disbrew I think nails it right here. He says, when you're in power, you suppress your enemies so they cannot rebel against you. When they gain power, you praise freedom so you can rebel and gain power while avoiding consequences for your actions. It's actually laughable how the old tricks still work, right?
Yep.
And there are people out there going to be like, yay, good for you, Mark Zuckerberg, good for you. Fucking wisen up, you fucking assholes. Like,
well, and he also, I mean, let's consider that Trump has talked about breaking up some of these companies and stuff before.
Yes.
Like, there's also the self-preservation aspect beyond the crass financial motive. There's an element of self-preservation here too that you've got to consider.
Wow. I don't even know what to say about that outside of like, just fuck you. Like, what an asshole. To see somebody who has done so much to ruin free speech, to ruin any sort of conversation in society, to be like, listen, the day after that the election has been ratified and is going to go into effect, we've had a change of heart and we need to make these changes. I'm like, oh God, I see right through your charade. Just dance, fucking monkey. It's ridiculous. Asshole.
Isn't it wild? Like this, you remember when Facebook first came around and it was literally just college kids like catching up, you know, hey, here's my old friend from high school. Hey, what's up? This is slightly not as bad as MySpace. You know what I mean? Like, that's
right.
How did we get from there to here? I have no idea.
Are you in my top 8?
Right?
Do you remember your top 8?
Isn't that MySpace?
Was it MySpace? Was that what that was?
Yeah, Facebook never had a my top thing.
Okay. Yeah.
Boomer.
I don't know. I don't remember. Listen, I didn't use
Snapchat
Facebook
had
a
it
whole lot.
too.
It was
Top
all
3.
downhill after they removed the poke.